Picture this. You want to learn something new, maybe a skill you've always been interested in, or a subject you need to master to take your career to the next level. But when you start looking into it, there's an overwhelming amount of information and no clear roadmap to follow. Frustrating, right? What if I told you that you already have the ability to teach yourself anything without needing a classroom or a teacher? It's not about being born a genius or spending years in school. It's about learning how to learn. That's where Peter Hollins' book comes in. This book breaks down exactly how you can master any subject, no matter how complex, by understanding the science of how our brains work and using the right strategies. In the next few minutes, I'll be sharing the most powerful ideas from the book that can change the way you approach learning forever. Stick around because this information is a game changer. And if you're ready to dive deeper into the topic, the link to buy the book is in the description below. Think back to the last time you were truly excited to learn something new. It's a thrill, isn't it? But then reality sets in. You realize it's going to take time, effort, and the right methods to really master the topic. You might even start to question whether you have what it takes to succeed. Peter Hollins argues that the real key to learning anything isn't talent or IQ, it's understanding the process of learning itself. In his book, he explores how anyone can unlock their natural ability to learn quickly and effectively. The first step, shifting the way you think about learning. Most of us have been conditioned to think that learning is something that happens in classrooms with teachers guiding us, but the truth is, the most effective learning happens when we take control of the process ourselves. That's where the learning success pyramid comes in. According to Hollins, learning can be broken down into three critical components: mindset, planning, and execution. At the foundation of the pyramid is mindset. You need to approach learning with curiosity, perseverance, and a growth mindset. The belief that your abilities can improve with effort. This mindset shift is crucial because it allows you to embrace challenges and push through when things get tough. Next is planning, which involves setting clear learning goals and creating a roadmap to follow. Without a structured plan, it's easy to get lost in the sea of information. That's why it's important to use tools like SMART goals, making your learning objectives specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Finally, at the top of the pyramid is execution, the part where you actually put your plan into action through active learning. This means deeply engaging with the material, testing yourself, and applying what you've learned. Execution is what bridges the gap between knowing something and truly mastering it. So as you begin your self-learning journey, remember the learning success pyramid: mindset, planning, and execution. These three elements will help you structure your approach and make real progress no matter what you're trying to learn. Before diving into techniques, let's talk about the mindset shift that has to happen first. This isn't just about cramming information, it's about transforming how you approach learning altogether. Peter Hollins highlights that to become a master self-learner, you need to start with the right mindset. First, there's curiosity. It's that deep, burning desire to understand something new. When you approach learning with genuine curiosity, you're not just going through the motions, you're driven by a hunger to know more. Next, there's the growth mindset, the belief that your abilities and intelligence can improve with effort. This mindset is crucial because it shifts the focus from "I'm not good at this" to "I can get better at this." It turns learning from something intimidating into something empowering. But even with curiosity and a growth mindset, learning isn't always easy. There will be moments of frustration, moments when you feel stuck. This is where perseverance comes in the ability to push through when the process gets tough. Hollins points out that the most successful self learners are the ones who can stick with it even when it feels like progress is slow. Lastly, self discipline. Without a teacher to hold you accountable, you're the one who has to create structure. You need to set clear goals, establish a routine, and most importantly, stick to it. It's not about motivation, it's about consistency. With these foundational traits in place, curiosity, growth, mindset, perseverance, and self discipline, you've set yourself up for success. And this mindset shift, it's more than just useful, it's transformational. Once your mindset is in place, it's time to get tactical. The first key to successful self learning is knowing where to start. Too often, we dive into a new topic without a clear sense of direction, which leads to overwhelm and frustration. Peter Hollins recommends starting with clarity. What is it you really want to learn? What's your end goal? Whether it's mastering a new language, learning how to code, or even understanding a new philosophy, the first step is defining why you're learning and what you want to achieve. Next, break it down. Big complex topics can feel overwhelming, but when you break them into smaller manageable pieces, the process becomes much easier. For instance, instead of trying to learn an entire new subject at once, break it down into smaller skills or concepts. Each small step forward brings you closer to mastery. The third principle is curating your learning materials. Don't rely on just one source. Seek out books, podcasts, videos, and hands-on practice from a variety of perspectives. This helps you see the subject from different angles and reinforces your understanding. The real magic happens when you engage in active learning. Instead of passively consuming information like reading or watching videos, start engaging with the material. Take notes, ask questions, and challenge yourself to explain what you've learned in your own words. One powerful technique Hollins mentions is teaching what you've learned to someone else. When you can teach a concept simply, you know you've mastered it. Hollins dives into the neuroscience of learning, how our brains actually work, and how we can hack that process to retain information more effectively. One of the most powerful methods is spaced repetition. Our brains aren't designed to retain everything at once, which is why cramming never works. Instead, revisiting material at intervals helps you remember it longer. Think of it as reinforcing a pathway in your brain every time you review the information. Another technique is active recall. Instead of passively reviewing notes, try to recall the information without looking. By challenging your brain to retrieve the information, you're strengthening the neural connections that make that knowledge easier to access later. There's also the Feynman technique, named after the famous physicist Richard Feynman. The idea is to break down complex ideas and explain them as if you were teaching them to a child. When you can explain something in simple terms, it means you've truly understood it. Finally, interleaving is a technique where you mix up topics during your study sessions. This method helps improve long-term retention and trains your brain to apply knowledge flexibly rather than just memorizing facts in isolation. Self-learning is powerful, but it's not without its challenges. One common pitfall is information overload. With so much information at our fingertips, it's easy to fall into the trap of constantly consuming without really learning. The solution? Focus on depth rather than breadth. Go deep into a few key concepts rather than trying to learn everything at once. Another challenge is consistency. It's easy to get excited at the beginning, but self-learning requires long-term commitment. Setting a routine, creating milestones, and holding yourself accountable will keep you on track. And then there's fear of failure. Learning something new often comes with mistakes, but those mistakes are part of the process. Instead of fearing them, embrace them as opportunities to learn and improve. So, now you've got the tools. You know that the real key to learning anything is how you approach the process, not just how much time you put into it. If you're ready to take control of your own learning and unlock your potential, I highly recommend diving into the science of self-learning. You can find the link to the book in the description below if you'd like to buy it and get all the insights. Start applying these strategies today, and watch as your ability to learn and transform expands. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more insights from life-changing books. What's one thing you're excited to learn right now? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next video.